Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here early Sunday morning, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's already almost 20 degrees, so I thought I'd get down here early before it starts to warm up again. It did drizzle a little bit overnight. Everything's very slightly damp, but not anywhere near watered enough. So I brought down some more water, and I'm going to do some more watering. I've been down pretty much every day this week, bringing down barrels of water because we've run out in the water butts. We don't have water on site here, so it's a bit of a challenge trying to keep up with the watering. So I've come down. I'm going to do some watering. I brought down some plants. I brought down some squash plants, I think they are. They're the last of what I've got left. It's obviously way too late to be planting them really, but I've got a bit of space and they'll be just going in the bin otherwise. So I'm going to plant them today. I think I've got 4. I think there's a butternut squash there, and I'm not really sure what the others are. They could be pumpkins, they could be squash. But we'll see. It's a bit of a lottery. Everything else is doing quite good. All the sort of autumn crops. We sowed green beans last week. I don't think anything's come up in there yet, but we've got the rest of these 2 beds free, so I've got half of that bed and the whole of that bed to do something with. So I'm going to sow some peas. I might do it in this other one, just see how many peas I've got, see if I can fill that bed up. I might steal the canes from the pea bed that's sort of finished now. I'm trying to think now where everything's going to go for winter and into spring, where I'm going to put my garlic and onions. So trying to be careful not to fill up the beds like that. Potatoes are all still potatoing. I did harvest in the week the Charlotte potatoes from that bed over there. They were ones from last year that I'd saved the seed of, and we had a fairly okay harvest from them. I hadn't been watering them for a few weeks, so we were quite lucky. I think they did okay. So it was good. So I've got that bed free, apart from there is a pumpkin plant. I sowed a seed in the end there and it come up okay. So I shall leave that and let that grow away. Peas are over. I'll have a look, see if there's any on there. I might pull up the rest. Really enjoyed them. Got a lot of peas off them, so I definitely want to sow more peas next year. The leeks are doing really well. Certainly the ones that I sowed the seed direct, really getting a good size. So I'm going to try and thin them out. I really want to get some good leeks this year. And the bed where I transplanted them are catching up actually. There's some good ones in there, so I'm pretty happy with that. The chard is coming up, so I've got some nice plants now. Obviously they're quite close together, some of those, so I'll thin them out in a couple of weeks. Not so many in the middle, there's a few down this end starting to come up. So hopefully they will do okay. And if I've got enough plants, I was going to try and spread out some into this bed when the main crop potatoes are out. So when I thin them out, I'll put some in here. See us through the winter with some greens. Over on plot 1, sweet corn are doing well actually. Yeah, happy with them. Got some nice cobs on some of the first ones that we planted out. There's a couple on that one. There's a couple on there. We're starting to get some nice cobs on there, and the pumpkin plants are starting to spread out nicely. This one's a good size, and there's some nice pumpkins already on there. So I think there's 3 on this plant. There's one there, there's a baby one at the end. I can see another one in the middle there. So hopefully we'll get some good pumpkins from that. And there's another couple of pumpkin plants in that side. So they're doing okay. Over this bed, these are trailing out nicely, already reaching towards the end of the bed. I just let them fill up that space. They can do what they want in there really. The one at the back has got some nice flowers on it. Here, yeah, these squash are slowly growing away. I don't think this one's got much on it yet. Can't see any evidence of things growing. I'm going to take the cage off of this one today and put it on one of the new plants. That's looking nice. This patty pan, we've got a green patty pan growing in here. It's doing really well. In fact, there's two on there. I didn't notice that the other day. Yeah, so we've got two on there. So I'm going to leave them until they're probably about the size of my hand, maybe a little bit bigger. I've never grown them before, so it's a bit of an experiment to see if we like them and see how well they grow. That one seems to be doing nicely. And this one at the end, I'm not sure what the one at the end is. Still can't see any fruit on it yet, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's a squash plant. It's not trailing. And then over this side, these are all pumpkin in these 4 beds, and they're starting to trail away nicely. This area is going to get completely filled up, I think. I'm not going to be able to get down these paths in a few weeks. But there's some nice plants in here, nice pumpkins starting to grow. Some good ones. I think there's some over here. Yeah, there's a couple on this plant. There's 3 on there. So, yeah, although actually that one, that could actually be a round squash, that plant, because it's not actually trailing. So I'll have to keep an eye on that one. And over here, they're doing well as well. So hopefully we'll get some nice squash this year. Get some nice pumpkins that we'll be able to store through the winter and use them as we need them, along with the potatoes. Should be nice. So over this side, I've been having a bit of a clear up as well. So we're going to move the IBC tank, the big water tank, next to the shed there where those barrels are. I'm going to move those around the other side, and someone from the committee said they'd help me lift that across. So I've just cleared out all the wood and everything that was there, and I'm going to build, I'm going to swing around, I'm going to move, so the tank's going to go and the stand. I'll have a sort out my wood pile. What I'm going to do is build another compost heap next to that one. So I've got the one at the back there, the brown one. I'm going to put another one right next to it. I've got some pallets I can use, and I'll move the front of that one around the side. So I'll just take off these top planks and put them around this side. Yeah, so I'll have another compost heap there, and I can sort of have one going at a time, one usable and one full of stuff. Just gives me a bit more options on filling one up with horse manure if I can, or anything like that. So that's today's jobs. I'm going to get some peas in, thin the leeks. I did bring down some carrot seeds as well. I might put some carrot seeds somewhere. And I'll water. Here's a little bit damp, but yeah, definitely want to do a bit of watering. Keep that going. I might even harvest one of these. I've got these 4 second earlies that need to come up, so I might harvest one bed of those. Do them a bed every couple of days. We've still got a whole, those green trays, we've still got a whole one of those at home that we're working our way through. So no rush for eating them, just got to store them. I'll keep them in our pantry in those trays, so they've got a bit of airflow and they're nice and cold and dark. Hopefully they'll keep through the year. This bed has only got the one squash in the middle, so I'm going to plant out these little plants, one either side of it, fill up this bed. Hopefully they might trail, but they've got room to the sides. We'll see what comes out of them. I'm going to get them in, and then I've got one more plant that I might just put in this bed at the side over here actually. Just put it in the corner and see what it does. I've thinned out some of the leeks. I've got about 14 good sized ones there. So I'm just going to put them in the end of the bed. I've got the green beans, put them at the end there. Shouldn't need this bed through to the autumn, so they can go in there for now. Still fairly tight in the bed, in the leek bed, but I think they've probably got enough room now to grow some good sized leeks. Yeah, quite happy with that. I don't want to disturb them too much because they're doing really well, but equally I'd quite like to get a few decent ones this year. So I'm going to get those, just put them at the end of this bed, and can always fill it up. Maybe put some carrots in here as well. There's our new leek bed. It's looking pretty good. I might see if there's a few more I can fill in that last row, but other than that, really happy with that. I need a really good watering. It's very dry there. But I'll do that in a moment. So next up, I'm going to do the peas. So in the bed next to them, this other long bed, I'm going to move the canes, and yeah, I'll just do a row of those here. I'll see how many peas I've got. I might do some more. Got my canes in place. I moved from the other pea bed. And I've got these, so these are onward peas. They're only supposed to be sown up to the end of June, but we're having a weird warm year, so they may do okay. Hopefully we'll get a late frost this year, as it's been so sort of dry and warm. It's worth a go. So yep, so I'm just going to sow a couple for each of those canes. Got all those peas sown, so I've got quite a lot of peas left in this pack. It's a good pack of peas that. So I might just do some rows in here, just do sort of zigzag rows all along there, and I can always push some bits of tree in there, cuttings in there, or more canes. Just let them go wild a bit. Might as well use them up, see what comes up this year. Got this first bed of second earlies emptied out. I've just done one, cleared it out. It was a really good crop actually. I only had one potato that had some holes in it. The rest are all really good. Not even any green actually. So I did well there. Not massive, not as big as some of the first earlies were. But good usable potatoes. Most of them are sort of this sort of size. Yeah, there's pretty much a whole bag for life full of them from one bed. It is very, very dry in there though, which made it very easy and nice to harvest. But it's, yeah, very, very dry under the soil, which is always worrying. But at least we've got a good crop. I'll leave these others in for a little bit. I might do one a week or something, just get them out. Yeah, we'll see. We don't need them. They do store okay in the soil. It's nice to see those ones are looking good, so it makes me less worried about getting them up because of mice and whatever else is creeping around. Doesn't look like there's been any damage, so I think that'll be okay in the beds. So now we've got this bed free, I thought I might sow some carrots in here. So I've got these James Scarlet Intermediate from Mr. Froggles. So these can go in July, up to the end of July. Obviously we're pushing our luck there, being the last day of July. But it's worth a go. It's an empty bed. The only thing that's going to go into these now really is the green manure later in September. So nothing for a little while. So I might as well try and use them if I can. So I'm going to get some rows in. We have had trouble with there's lots of rabbits around here. They keep eating the carrots. So I don't expect a particularly great harvest, but it's worth a go. I might put some fencing around it as well. So apart from watering, I think that's all my jobs done for today. Got a lot in today. Got all these whole bed of peas in, big bed. Transplanted some leeks, that was good. Sowed this bed of carrots. At some point I'll put one of those green fences around it to stop the rabbits. But I can do that. It'll take a couple of weeks to germinate, so I can do that next week. Also got those squash or pumpkin plants in, whatever they are. I put one in this bed, so there's one each end now. I've got a little tiny one at the end of this bed. We'll see how that does. And then the two over here. So we'll see how they get along. I'll give them a good watering before I go. The beetroot over here, I was just having a quick look. Can't see any shoots yet, so another week or so, hopefully we'll see some beetroot coming up. We're starting to get some nice autumn things in, keep the harvest rolling for the rest of the year and into next year. I just need to make sure I've got space for the onions and garlic. We've been working our way through our garlic that we harvested. It's actually really good. It's lasting us a long time. So I'd quite like to plant a few more next year if we can find the space. But yeah, we'll see what we can, what space we've got at the time. Once the potatoes are out, we'll have sort of half of that plot left anyway. So yeah, that's good. Hope you enjoyed sowing and planting with me today, and hope you're keeping well. I look forward to seeing you next week.